How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer coming at you with another video. Beer of the day, another Boreal Blanc. Boreal Blondale. Hope you're all doing well. I have been busy the last couple of days. I haven't had time to game, but all that is going to change. I've got a couple of days off here. And I have a couple of pickups. I was out of town the last couple of days and I was on the hunt. So a couple of things to show you guys. First thing I want to actually mention, bit of a story. But on the way home tonight, I was going down a road and there was like these huge tractors, which is not uncommon. But today there was like 3 of them in a row. And I was stuck behind a tractor, but right behind the tractor was an SUV and I was behind the SUV. And the SUV in front of me passed the tractor, and I passed it as well. And then we were stuck behind another tractor. And then we passed that one. And then we were stuck behind a third one. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this black GMC Denali Sierra. For those of you in the US, here we've got obviously Chevrolet Silverado. But we've also got the GMC variant as well. And the Denali is like the upscale. That doesn't matter. All of a sudden, a Denali comes flying past us in the passing lane. Except there's oncoming traffic. So the guy barely squeezes. He cuts in front of me, basically. And there's a tractor. He cuts right in front of me. And then he swerves back out again. And he goes to pass the tractor that's in front of me. And there's another car coming. And the car coming at him actually has to pull over the road. And then the Denali goes around the tractor and it keeps going. However, we came up to a red light. And the story is getting somewhere. So I'm back behind the Denali. And then we go into town. And the Denali, guess where it pulls in? Guess where it pulls in? The liquor store. Wow, really? So I fucking went in. I pulled into the parking lot and I pulled right up to his truck. And I see a girl, she's like 18, 19 years old. And she gets out the passenger's seat. And the driver gets out. Oh, it's little Timmy. He's about 19 years old, maybe 20, driving daddy's truck. Looks like he's half drunk. I said, what the fuck are you doing? He said, huh? I'm like, yeah, you almost got in a head-on collision back there. You might want to be a little bit more careful with how you're driving. No, I didn't. He's like, I didn't know. I didn't get in a head-on collision. That wasn't me. I said, yeah, it was, you fucking idiot. I saw you. Fuck off. It's crazy. You know, here we are in the year 2023. People are still drinking and driving. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. So, on with today's pickups. So the first thing I want to talk about, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it's not gaming related. I've really taken a knack, is that how you say it? I've really gotten interested in the hobby of optics. What I mean by optics, binoculars. So if you're like me, you've always used what I guess you would call them sporting goods store binoculars. You know, the ones that serve their purpose. I've had a pair for a couple of years that I bought from Canadian Tire that I paid about $50 for, and I thought they were fine. I thought they were good. However, I started to do some research, and you quickly realize that, you know, having a nice set of binoculars, it's like a whole other sort of hobby out there. You could spend thousands of dollars on a good set of binoculars. So I was kind of curious. I wanted to know, is it really a night and day difference? So we just went through Black Friday weekend and I was able to get a pair of Vortex. Now Vortex is the company that provides the scopes for the US military. I was able to pick up a pair of Vortex Crossfire HD binoculars. And I got them on sale $50 off. I got them for about $240 Canadian. You can get, if you look around, you might be able to find them for $220, but these are considered entry level binoculars as far as enthusiasts are concerned. But for me, spending close to $300 after tax on a set of binoculars is fairly expensive. So comes with a nice cool pouch. And the binoculars, just want to show you guys quickly, and we'll move on from this because I know, again, it doesn't interest everybody. The binoculars, here they are. And you quickly realize that these aren't a toy, right? Now, what's really cool is when you flip the protective lens caps off, they kind of hang like that. So you don't have to keep putting them on. Well, you put them on, but you don't have to put them down, right? But I tell you guys, seeing is believing. I didn't know what to expect until I actually tried them. And my God, if you've never tested a real pair of binoculars, okay, it's like, you know how it was when you look at how a video game looks like on a CRT. It looks fine, right? Or maybe that's a bad example. You know, maybe you're playing a PS2 on an old plasma with a pair of component cables, right? And then you see what it looks like upscaled in HD. It's super sharp. Yeah, that's what it's like when you're looking through a pair of these, because it's got to do with the quality of the lenses. I'm telling you, when you look through these and then you take a crappy pair of binoculars and you look through, you quickly see the difference. Oh my God. Even the color, it just pops with these binoculars. It's unfreaking believable. So I'm not going to talk much more about it here because this is primarily a gaming channel. But man, I'm really excited to go out into the wilderness and play around with these. And I'd like to get one of those tripods as well so I can sit down, because I have a little bit of a shake in my hand. So I'd like to be able to just rest these down and look into them. But yeah, really worth the price of admission. I do not regret paying what I paid for these Vortex binoculars. Unbelievable. It is shocking. I am telling you guys, it is shocking. It's like when you have less than perfect eyesight like myself, and then you don't realize it because you've always just looked through your own set of eyes, and somebody says, hey, try on these reading glasses, and then you put them on, and you're like, oh wow, was my eyesight really that bad? That's what it's like when you look through these. So I'm going to leave it there. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more about those binoculars, you can look it up on YouTube. The company Vortex, they make various models. This is the entry level, the Crossfire HD, but it's awesome. It's a lot of fun, guys. So moving on, the next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to do an update video soon enough talking about the Analog Pocket now that I've had it for quite a while now. But over the weekend, I was able to really sink my teeth into Vegas Stakes. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is he talking about Vegas Stakes? Vegas Stakes was a game I had for the Super NES back in the day. I never beat it, but I cherished it. I still, to this day, I would say that's one of the best Super NES games that nobody talks about, Vegas Stakes. So when it came out on Super NES, it came out around 1992, 93. So it was an earlier SNES game. And then a couple of years later in 95, we got it ported to the Game Boy. Now I will say this. This is a faithful port of the original Super NES Classic. It's faithful right down to the music. It's really good. For an 8-bit rendition of that classic, yeah, it is. It's really good. I was playing it for a couple of hours today, to be honest with you. And it's just like the Super NES game. The only way you can really progress in it is to actually use save states, because what happens is when you're playing blackjack, poker, roulette, and slots, right? You're earning, obviously you're earning money, right? But you could easily just lose it like that and it's game over. So the trick is to earn money, save, and then continue to gamble. That way, if you lose your money, you go back to the save state. That's the only way you're going to be able to beat the game. I'm sorry. I would like to see somebody beat Vegas Stakes in one sitting. I don't think it's possible because it's luck of the draw, right? So yeah, really good port. Really enjoy it. I'd like to talk more about that at some point as well too. But yeah, the other thing I want to talk about, we'll talk about more when I post my follow-up video for the Analog Pocket, but the bezel around the glass, it's a little too thick if you ask me. It's taken up like 40% of the screen. I'm not quite sure why they opted to do that, but we can talk about it later in another follow-up video. Okay, so let's get on with the pickups here because this video is starting to drag on. Oh my god. Already at 10 minutes. I'm going to turn into Dean Thompson here. Video is going to be an hour long. So here it is. I finally picked it up. RoboCop Rogue City. Now, I had a devil of a time trying to get this game. So, originally I was trying to get this game pre-owned, used. Forget it. It's not going to happen. Even if you try to buy this game online, on eBay, or Amazon, you buy it used, they're asking more than like over and above retail for this game. This game, I think it got a limited release as far as physical is concerned because I haven't seen this. Well, I haven't been in there in a while, to be honest with you, but I don't think I've seen this at Walmart. They sell it at GameStop, but it's limited, okay? Very, very limited. This was the only copy they had. For whatever reason, this game is more common on the PS5 than it is on the Xbox, okay? I paid full retail for it. I had no choice. However, I was also able to find a copy of RoboCop the movie on DVD this weekend, and it came with a nice slipcover. Well, not really a nice slipcover, but it had like a nice lenticular cover on it. And what I was trying to do, as you can see by these images, I was going to try to cut it and fit it into the RoboCop Rogue City case, but it was actually more difficult than I thought it would be. So what I ended up doing, unfortunately, I wasn't able to use it as a new front cover. I was able to take the lenticular card and trim it with an X-Acto knife, and I've got it in there like that. You can see there. Perfect cut. I've got the movie in there, and the game is underneath. So that'll do for now. If I do get the Steelbook, I'll put this card in there. So it's, a nice little personal touch, if you will. I think it is. It's not over the top. The thing is when I had this card on the front here, it didn't line up with the spine. And for me, anything less than perfect is going to get on my nerves as far as my OCD is concerned. So yeah, that's fine for now. And then when time permits, I'll get a Steelbook and then we'll put that in there. But yeah, no, I thought that was kind of cool. Very happy. I don't want to talk too much more about Rogue City. Like I said, it was very difficult to find a copy, and we'll just leave it at that. I'll wrap it up and give it to myself for Christmas, okay? The next thing, I'm excited to let you guys know I picked up a copy of the Saboteur for the Xbox 360. Now, if you don't know what this game is about, look it up on YouTube, okay? You're hunting down Nazis. It's third-person view. The art aesthetic is really cool. It's black and white, but as you progress through the game, more color opens up throughout the open world environment. This a lot of people would consider this a hidden gem. I should have picked this up years ago. Speaking of Dean Thompson at Escape to Gaming, I remember he was talking about this back in the day, and that's where I had first heard about it. So I paid $12.99 for it, and one of these days when I have time, I'm gonna go in and go at it. I am very excited to play that. The Saboteur. Yeah, you can get it on the PS3 as well. CIB. And the last game here, I picked up for the PS4. I thought it looked really interesting. I actually picked this up at GameStop as well in Kingston, and that's Killer Frequency. Check that out. So this was done by a dev team, Team 17, which I had never heard of before. I thought it was an indie dev team, but it's not. Team 17's been around for over 30 years. They were responsible for a lot of the old PC games from the early 90s. I think one of them was Alien Breed, if you guys can remember that one. You can look it up on Wikipedia. This company's been around for years. The CEO is well respected in the industry, and a lot of industry vets work for Team 17. I haven't heard of Team 17. I don't remember Team 17. So this is not an indie dev team. Okay? Now I'm going way off topic here. So this game is kind of like not a walking simulator, but it takes place in 1987. Okay? And you play as a DJ, and I don't know the whole story, okay? There's a murder happening, or somebody's on a killing spree, and you got to figure out who the murderer is. So there are elements of Friday the 13th in this, Nightmare on Elm Street, a lot of things that pay homage to the 80s as well. So it's not a point and click adventure. It's kind of like Blair Witch, if you guys had played that, or The Observer. Okay, the Team Bloober games where you walk around and you're solving puzzles. But there is a bit of a survival horror element to it. But it is extremely campy. I haven't played it yet, but I just watched a review of it last night. So I had not heard of this. This came out earlier this year and it got good reviews. Oops. So very bare bones, no instruction manuals. That's how it is these days, right? But I got it 50% off, right? It was like a regular $60. I got it for 30. Really cool cover as well. Killer Frequency. Yeah. And it's available on the Xbox and the Switch as well. So that's it. I really didn't want to make a long video. Part of the reason why I didn't want to make a long video is because I really want to just hit the ground running over the next 2 days and get Alan Wake 2 finished. I want to get it done. As much as I have been enjoying it, it's been taking too long to beat it. I want to put it in my rearview mirror, and then I want to dive into this, okay? So you won't see any videos from me over the next few days because I'm going to be focusing on Alan Wake 2. So the next video I hope to put out will be a final thoughts or a review on Alan Wake 2. And then, like I said, we will move on to RoboCop Rogue City. I've also been playing on my OG Xbox as well a few games, so I'm going to be talking about that over the next few weeks as well. I've had many fingers in many different puddings, many different pots. Is that how you say it? But that's it. That's it for this pickups video. I'm going to leave it there because I'm starting to ramble. Right at the 18-minute mark. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a great weekend and a safe weekend wherever you are. And we'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. I am so... Oh, I didn't know you guys were still here.